The Final Frontier. So this album right here is the most recent album in Iron Maiden's discography, and I know they've announced before that this won't be the last, even though this always seemed like very good indicator that this would be their last. They have announced that it will not be their last, but so far it will be the last one that I'll be reviewing in this series until they make a new one. And I am getting kind of exhausted at the moment because I've actually reviewed the latest 4 albums like all in the same night. And well, in fact, this technically is a new night because it's midnight right now and I'm recording a new album review. So technically, you could say 2 nights. I've just been reviewing 4 albums straight, and you know, I guess it's time to take a little break and finish up with the last album in the series. So anyway, let's talk about this thing. So The Final Frontier is the first album of Iron Maiden's that I get to see from them as a fan of them already. I've been a big fan of this band ever since about 2007, 2008 when I first heard their songs off Guitar Hero and received Peace of Mind back from my 15th birthday in 2008. So this was a couple of years before this album came out, and I was exposed to the band already before this album was released, and this is definitely quite an interesting listen. As you can see right here, Iron Maiden are going for a spacey, like more space travel vibe in here. Here is some Eddie skeleton astronauts right there, and there's Eddie as an alien thing. When I first saw this cover, I was thinking, that doesn't look like Eddie at all. I mean, it still looks really cool, but it took me a bit of a while to actually get used to this. Because it was completely unlike the Eddie I've always known and loved. But I still really like the vibe on here, and at least I liked how they went out of the box with him and didn't make him look the same. He definitely has a way different look on here, like almost completely unrecognizable. Still, pretty badass nonetheless. And yeah, you may have noticed that for my album review theme, I went back to the sort of spacey, synthy vibe that I used on Somewhere in Time. Yeah, that's because of the more futuristic space theme of this album. But now let's talk about the music on here. And yeah. So first we start off with what I potentially consider to be the 2 weakest songs on the album. Satellite 15, The Final Frontier, and El Dorado. And Satellite 15, The Final Frontier, the Satellite 15 portion is a very interesting, like, spacey intro of some sort. It's kind of hard to describe. It's just it's definitely very different for the band. You wouldn't expect it from a band like Iron Maiden, but in a way you kind of would because of Iron Maiden's experimentation. And it's still pretty interesting. The title track portion of it, pretty decent. It's not like one that I would go back to every so often. It just kind of seems very standard, so to speak. And you know, it's pretty good. And El Dorado is the first song that we've all heard from the album. It was the leading single. It was for a while the only song you'd ever hear on like the American leg of the tour, because it was released before the actual album. And at first I loved it. Nowadays I still I don't love it as much as I did before. I think I've overplayed it a bit, but it's still pretty good. It's got some pretty cool riffs, and the chorus itself is very good. But things really kick it up a notch on Mother of Mercy. This has always been one of my favorite songs on the album. It's definitely got more of a brutal tone to it, and I think it's probably one of the heavier songs on the album overall, and I really like the lyrics here. I think if they hadn't released A Matter of Life and Death, I think this could have fit on it pretty well, like maybe as like a bonus track or something like that, but I think it definitely fits the Matter of Life and Death theme really well, because this also has to deal with like war and the loss of life and all that. But yeah, really cool song. I really enjoy this one. The next song is the ballad of the album, Coming Home. And unlike Out of the Shadows, which was much more acoustic based, Coming Home definitely is much more of a harder hitter. Even though during the verses there are moments of acoustic guitars, this one's definitely going for like the harder side. Well, I don't think it's quite as good as Out of the Shadows. Still a very strong song. It's probably one of the more sentimental songs that Bruce Dickinson's ever written lyrics for. This has to do with like his experiences, like as a pilot. Since we all know he's a professional air pilot. He most famously brought all the gear and stuff on the Somewhere Back in Time tour. I think ever since then, he's been like the professional pilot, taking the band and the equipment like all over the world just to tour and rock on, do their thing. And yeah, I really do like this one. The lyrics are great, and the music feels very sentimental overall. It's just I like the personal feeling of this song, and yeah, really enjoyable one. The next song is The Alchemist, and this most easily reminds of the early days, the classic 80s works, and it actually kind of reminds me of Judas Priest a little bit. I think musically it kind of reminds me of something like Free Will Burning or something like that. I mean, definitely not as like, I mean, Bruce Dickinson doesn't like show off as much as Rob Halford does in that song. I mean, seriously, listen to Free Will Burning by Judas Priest. I mean, his vocals are insane in that song. One of my favorite Priest tracks. But anyway, Alchemist. It's the clearest reminder of the Iron Maiden days, and it's a very solid song, and musically very well done. It's definitely another great one. And the next 5 songs onward just get even better. Isle of Avalon, Starblind, The Talisman, Man Who Would Be King, and especially When the Wild Wind Blows. This is where Iron Maiden really do show off their chops when it comes to progressive and epic songwriting. This is where they really go into that progressive and epic structure. Yes, on Satellite 15, The Final Frontier, and El Dorado, you had the songs stretching up to like the 7-8 minute marks, but those songs seem more like standard Maiden in comparison, really. On here, you really do see the band like reaching into more epic territory, so to speak. And When the Wild Wind Blows has it's been one of my favorite modern day Iron Maiden songs for a while now. Like when it first came out, I was listening to it almost non-stop. This was always on my mind, and the Starblind song, that was also like on my mind. It was one of my most frequently played songs. They both were, and I still really like going back to them. They're just among the high points of this album, and I just really love how much they're exploring here, and I don't feel the length really for much of these songs. Yeah, they are long, but they're way more engaging than a song like Angel and the Gambler. There's way more experimentation. There's way more more engaging ideas being shown, being revealed to the audience, and yeah, it's just a way more engaging experience than listening to "Don't you think I can save you? Don't you think I'm a savior? Don't you think I could save your life a million times?" Here, there's way more undulations. There are way more subtle nuances that here and there, and it's just a much more invigorating listen because these guys are doing things that are much more outside the box. And yeah, you gotta love the last half of this record. I might as well just lump them all in together with When the Wild Wind Blows being an exceptional honorable mention because goddamn, this song is one hell of a beast. Definitely listen to the last half of the album especially, but yeah, listen to the entire album because this is all really good stuff. It doesn't really matter how old these guys are and how sort of like more strained and raspy Bruce Dickinson sounds because yeah, you could definitely hear his age a bit more on this album, but it doesn't matter. He still sounds great. The band still sounds fresh and new. It doesn't matter how old these guys are. These guys are still putting out some very kick-ass music, and it shows through the duration of this record. This is a very, very good one. Overall, I'm going to have to give this about an 8 out of 10. It's not exactly top-tier Maiden material, like Number of the Beast, Peace of Mind, Seventh Son of the Seventh Son, but it's just Iron Maiden continuing to push the boundaries of their own sound and loving every minute of it. And that's something you gotta really respect from a band this big. They're not ready to rest on their laurels just yet, and they're not just releasing albums because, well, they can. I mean, they're just releasing the music and still working very hard on it because they really are devoted to the craft of the music, and they're just taking as much time as necessary to make sure that it's as good as they can make it. And that's something I really respect from this band. I really respect from almost everything they've ever done. Even the really bad albums have something good to offer, and it shows from this band's consistency overall. Everything from the first debut, the classic Paul Di'Anno debut, up to this point has shown a band just being really consistent with their sound, even in the darkest of times, and just doing whatever it takes to produce some damn good quality material. And that's why this band is one of my all-time favorites and will continue to be one of my all-time favorites. And I think that's about it. Thank you very much for watching this series, and I will definitely get back to you guys in regards to Iron Maiden whenever like a certain update about them comes up or when they make their new album. I'm definitely going to be reviewing their new album whenever it comes out. I don't know when, but I will definitely touch base upon that and add it to this series. But anyway, yeah, that's about it. That's the end of this series. So thank you very much for watching, and see ya.